हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल द सोलफुल डायरी। आज की वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे अनीता देसाई और उनकी नॉवल क्राई द पीकॉक के बारे में। नॉवल को डिस्कस करने से पहले हम जान लेते हैं अनीता देसाई की लाइफ के बारे में। Anita Desai, born as Anita Mazumdar, was a novelist, short story writer, and children's author. She was born on 24 June 1937 in Missouri, India. She was educated at Delhi University. She is the Emerita John E. Burchard Professor of Humanities at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. As a writer, she has been shortlisted for the Booker Prize three times. She received the Sahitya Academy Award in 1978 for her novel Fire on the Mountain from the Sahitya Academy, India's National Academy of Letter. She is one of the advisory board of the Lalit Kala Academy and a fellow of the Royal Society of Literature, London. She was born to a German immigrant, Tony Nime, and a Bengali businessman, Dian Mazumdar. Her Bengali father first met her German mother while he was an engineering student in pre war Berlin, and they got married during a period when it was still unusual for an Indian man to marry a European woman. She began to write in English at the age of 7 and published her first story at the age of 9. She was a student at Queen Mary's Higher Secondary School in Delhi and received her BA in English Literature in 1957 from the Miranda House of the University of Delhi. Following year, she married Ashwin Desai, who was a director for a computer software company. They have four children, including book prize winning novelist Kiran Desai. Desai published her first novel, Cry the Peacock, in 1965. In 1958, she collaborated with P. Lal and founded the publishing firm Writers Workshop. Her major works include Cry the Peacock, Go the Summer, Clear Light of the Day, Fire on the Mountain, in custody, the village by the sea. Anita Desai is also a fellow of Royal Society of Literature, the American Academy of Arts and Letters, Girton College, Cambridge, Clare Hall, and Cambridge. Anita Desai's strength as a writer include the craft of creating images through her writing that evoked her character and mood. She paints a portrait of lives impacted by the quest for identity and purpose. In 1993, her 1984 novel In Custody was adapted by the Merchant Ivory Productions into an English film by the same name, directed by Ismail Merchant, with a screenplay by Shahrukh Hussain. It won the 1994 President of India Gold Medal for Best Picture and stars Shashi Kapoor, Shabana Azmi, and Om Puri. The book laments the gradual corrosion of culture and tradition in the face of modernity. Anita's father first met her German mother while he was an engineering student in pre war. Then and they got married during a period when it was still unusual for an Indian man to marry a European. The author and professor has taught at Cambridge, Oxford, Smith, Mount Holyoke, and MIT. She also became a member of the Royal Society of Literature and the American Academy of Arts and Letters. नॉवल को इंडेप्थ स्टडी करने से पहले जान लेते हैं उसके बारे में कुछ की फीचर्स. इट एक्सप्लोर्स human emotions. Cry the Peacock delves deeply into human emotions and relationships. The author skillfully portrays the intricacies of human feelings, offering a captivating exploration of the protagonist's inner turmoil. It's a psychological novel. It is not just a simple narrative, it is a thought provoking psychological novel that offers insights into the inner workings of its character's mind. The story unfolds in a way that allows reader to delve deep into the protagonist's thought and experiences. Captivating protagonist portrayal. Anita Desai masterfully captures the protagonist's inner turmoil, drawing readers into her world filled with haunting fears and unsettling desires. The portrayal is so vivid that it immerses readers in every emotion experienced by the main character. Main character in psychological analysis. Maya's psychological distress. Maya, the central character in Cry the Peacock, grapples with intense psychological distress. Her inner turmoil and emotional instability are evident throughout the narrative. She struggles to find a sense of peace within herself, often feeling overwhelmed by her own thoughts and emotions. For example, Maya's constant fear of losing control over her mind and actions is a clear manifestation of her psychological distress. Gautam's role in marital discord. Gautam Maya's husband plays a pivotal role in adding depth to the exploration of marital discord and emotional instability within the narrative. His interactions with Maya offer insights into how relationships can impact one's mental well being. For instance, Gautam's inability to understand or empathize with Maya's struggles contributes to further exacerbating her already fragile state of mind. Driving force behind narrative progression. The character's psychological struggles serve as a driving force behind the progression of Kryda Peacock. Their intricate personalities propel the storyline forward while shedding light on various aspects related to human nature and behavior. The narrative delves deep into their minds as they navigate through complex emotions such as despair, hopelessness, longing for connection, and disconnection from reality. Crichton Peacock delves into the complexities of human emotions, particularly focusing on themes of isolation, alienation, and marital discord. Through Anita Desai's skillfully narrative style and effective use of symbolism, the novel offers a profound exploration of psychological turmoil and its impact on individuals. Moreover, the book's enduring influence on modern literature is evident as it continues to be critically analyzed and appreciated by scholars and readers alike. In her first novel, Cried a Peacock, 1963, Anita Desai portrays the psychic tumult of a young and sensitive married girl, Maya, who is haunted by a childhood prophecy of a fatal disaster. She is the daughter of a rich advocate in Lucknow, being alone in the family, her mother being dead and brother having gone to America to carve his own independent destiny. She gets the most of her father's affection and attention, and in her moments of affliction exclaims to herself, no one else love me as my father does. Excessive love Maya gets from her father makes her have a lopsided view of life. She feels the world to be a toy made specially for her, painted in her favorite colors and set moving according to her tunes. Having lived a carefree life, Maya, under the indulgent attentions of a loving father, Maya desires to have similar attentions from husband Gautam, a father surrogate. When Gautam, a busy, prosperous lawyer, too much engrossed in his own vocational affairs, fails to meet her demands, she feels neglected and miserable. Seeing her morbidity, her husband warns her of her turning neurotic and blames her father for spoiling her. Although the reason for Maya's neurosis is, however, not her father fixation, though it aids to hasten her tragedy, but persistent obsession of a prediction by the albino astrologer of death, either for her or her husband, within 4 years of their marriage. The terrifying words of the prediction, like the drum of the mad demon of Kathakali ballads, ring in her ears and unnerve her. She knows that she is haunted by a black and evil shadow. Her fate and the time has come, and 4 years it was now to be the Gotham or she. The loving attention of her father makes Maya oblivious of the deadly shadow, but as her husband Gotham fails to satisfy her intense longing for love and life, she is left to the solitude and silence of house which prey upon her. She muses over her husband's lack of love for her and once in a fit of intense despair and agony tells him straight to his face, "Oh, you know nothing of me and of how can I love, how I want to love, how it is important to me. But you are never loved and you don't love me." Temperamentally, there is no compatibility between Maya and Gotham. Maya has romantic love for the beautiful, the colorful, and the sensuous. Gotham is not romantic and has no use of flowers. Maya's creature of instincts or a wayward and a high-strung child. As symbolized by her name, she stands for the world of sensations. Gotham's name, on the other hand, symbolizes asceticism, detachment from reality. He is realistic and rational. He has philosophical detachment towards life as preached in the Bhagavad Gita. Such considerably different temperaments are bound to have marital disharmony. Had Gotham shown an understanding towards and been attentive to Maya, he would have saved her from the haunting fears of shadows and drums and shadows. The gap of communication between them leaves her lonely to brood over the morbid thoughts of the albino astrologer's prophecy. Her attempts to divert herself by visits to her friends Leela and Pom, or by visits or Mrs. Lal's party or the restaurant and the cabaret proved powerless to dispel the creeping terror. The visit of Gautam's mother and sister Neela brings a brief respite to her and she enjoys her busy life in their company. But once they are gone, she finds the house empty and herself alone with her horrors and nightmares. Maya is so much puzzled by the vision of albino astrologer that she recalls his talk about the myth surrounding the peacock's cry. Listening to the cries of peacock in the rainy season, she realizes that she should never sleep in peace. It is caught in the net of inescapable. Being intensely in love with life, she turns hysteric over the creeping fear of death. Am I gone insane? Father, brother, husband, who is my savior? I'm in need of one. I'm dying and I'm in love with living. I'm in love and I'm dying. God, let me sleep, forget rest. But no, I will never sleep again. There is no rest. Maya suffers from headaches and experiences stages of rebellion and terror. As she moves towards insanity, she sees the visions of rats, snakes, lizards, and iguanas creeping over her, slipping their club like tongues in and out. Her dark house appears to her like her tomb, and she contemplates in it over the horror of all that is to come. Then, suddenly, during her interval of sanity, an idea hopefully dawns in her mind that since the albino had predicted death to either of them, it may be Gotham and not she whose life is threatened. She thus transfers her death wish to Gautama and thinks that as he is detached and indifferent to life, it will not matter for him if he misses life. In her perversity, she is even haunted by the word murder. Gotham remains so much lost in his work that Maya finds him even oblivious of the dust storm that has raged earlier in the afternoon. When she asks him to accompany her to the roof of the house to enjoy cool air, he accompanies her, lost in his own thought. Passing out of the room, Maya catches sight of bronze Shiva dancing and prays to the Lord of Dance to protect them. Climbing the stairs, she finds Cat suddenly speeding past them in a state of great alarm. They walk towards Terrace 10. Maya, looking enraptured at the pale, hushed glow of the rising moon, as Gotham moves in front of her, hiding the moon from her view. She, in a fit of frenzy, Moon pushes him over the parapet to pass through an immensity of air down to the very bottom. It remains in the end for Gautama's mother and sister to take away completely insane Maya from the scene of tragedy of the house of her father. This novel won the Sahitya Academy Award for Anita Desai. The cries of Peacock represents her cries for love. She's extremely sensitive to the beauty around her, the flowers, the fruits, the sky, and her bird. Her trees and her animals short the whole nature. Maya means illusion and Gautam is the name of Buddha. Thus Maya reveals the world of senses. Gautama rejects it entirely. Maya lost her mental control totally because she cannot get the love that her father gave her, and because of the prophecy of astrologer that one of them must die after their marriage, 4 years of their marriage. Maya pushes him from the terrace. She also commits suicide in the end because of her guilt. Crada Peacock presented a psychological alienation of Maya, a young bride who is obsessed by a childhood prophecy of disaster. She suffers from neurotic in the utter of loneliness. She remarks torture and guilt, dread, imprisonment. These were the four walls of my private hell, one that no one could survive in. Long death was certain. Character. Compare and contrast the character of Maya and Gotham. Maya, the heroine of the novel, is a sensitive daughter of a well to do father. Her impressions are impulse born, reacting to human reality and environment. According to her likes and dislikes, the novel is essentially a dream. The doom haunted Maya. There is also the element of tragic pathos in her expressions, varying from one moment to another according to her anxiety-ridden moods. Thus, there is genuineness in what she expresses and to what she reacts. The novel deals with mental rather than physical aspect of its characters. Maya is a hypersensitive young urban wife. She is the protagonist of the novel. She's an enthusiastic and sensitive young lady, married to Gautama, who is a rational advocate. He's a practical man. Maya is completely different from him. Maya needs a beloved spouse with broad understanding, extremely conscious, creative, and susceptible disposition. Gotham lacks these qualities. The alienation between Maya and Gotham is because of Maya's intense involvement in her own world of phantasm. Maya is deeply attached to past lives, almost in world of memories, while Gotham values the importance of action because of his rational nature. The reason is that Maya had lived a protected life that hampers her freedom of growing as an individual. The father's overprotective love does not allow her any uh, capacity to grow, think, and act as an entity. To Maya, she is entirely different from her father. He is cold and fearless, less preoccupied with his work, efficient but indifferent to her presence. Maya belongs to an orthodox Brahmin family. She trusts in astrology. The astrologer prophesies that one of the couple would die soon in an unnatural way. She cannot get herself away with the thought of astrologer. The disturbed young woman quickly slips into insanity. Gotham and his family comprise the intellectual phase of living. Maya's sadness is a product of her own belief. She is not able to face the trivial truths of living. Thus, Maya's character exposes the psychological problems of an Indian woman. Maya is the sensitive, poetic, intuitive, and unstable. She is extremely sensitive to the beauty around her. Gautama is her opposite. He is a pure rationalist. He is concerned only with absolutes. The characters' names themselves epitomize their irreconcilability. Maya's illusion, and Gautama is the Buddha, who was able to rend the veil of Maya lives in a world of senses. Gautama rejects it entirely. Unable to resolve her conflict with Gautam, Maya pushes him from a terrace, thereby terminating her struggle. The novel concludes with the death of Maya. The novel ends with her total mental collapse. The mental retrogression proposes that Maya was not able to adapt herself in the world of fact, and after killing her husband, she mentally gets back to of her secure and spoiled childhood. So, in the role of Maya, Anita Desai has showed the feminine mind of both a girl and a woman. The issue of female, a hot subject in feminism, is addressed by Anita Desai with sensitiveness. By Maya's role, Anita Desai carries a new aspect of feminist publishing. Maya stands separate from her every female character in the novel. She is the most exciting and psychologically amazing amongst whole Desai female character. She stages a sort of woman who silently abides from the man. The novelist has therefore spotlit the feminine predicament on several prospects. Themes and motive. Loneliness and isolation theme. Loneliness is a pervasive theme in the novel. Maya's profound sense of isolation is a driving force behind her descent into madness. Her inability to connect emotionally with her distant husband Gautam and the absence of meaningful relationships exacerbate her loneliness. Motive. Maya's solitude is symbolized by her vast and empty house, which becomes increasingly oppressive as her mental state deteriorates. This motive underscores her emotional confinement. Love and despair. Theme. The theme of love or the lack thereof is central to the story. Maya yearns for love and affection from Gautam, but his emotional detachment plunges her into a deep despair. Her desperation for love becomes a catalyst for her deteriorating mental health. Motive. The motive of unrecruited love is evident in Maya's obsession with her husband's indifference. Her internal turmoil and unfulfilled desires are a recurring motive throughout the narrative. Psychological turmoil theme. The novel explores the fragile nature of the human psyche. Maya's mental deterioration, marked by vivid dreams and a growing paranoia, serves as a thematic focal point. Her descent into madness is a poignant portrayal of a psychological turmoil. Motive. Dreams and nightmares are recurring motifs in this novel. They symbolize Maya's inner conflict and foreshadowing the tragic events that unfold. The Sai uses this motive to delve into the depths of Maya's subconscious. Supernatural elements. Theme. The novel blurs the line between reality and the supernatural. Maya's belief in omens and premonitions contribute to the airy atmosphere. The theme of the supernatural underscores Maya's increasing detachment from reality. Motive. The motive of the supernatural is exemplified through Maya's belief in the power of the peacock's cry as an omen of death. This motive adds an element of mysticism to the narrative. The peacock as a symbol. Theme. The peacock is a prominent symbol in the novel, representing Maya's inner turmoil and the impending tragedy that she senses. It embodies both beauty and melancholy. Motive. The motive of the peacock's cry recurs throughout the story, serving as a haunting refrain that echoes Maya's fears and foreshadows the novel's conclusion. The peacock's cry is both a literal and a symbolic representation of Maya's distress. In the depths of Anita Desai's Cry the Peacock, we have embarked on a journey through the haunting corridors of human emotions and psychological turmoil. This literary masterpiece, set against the backdrop of post colonial India, offers readers a glimpse into the complexities of love, marital life, loneliness, attitude towards life, and the fragility of the human psyche. Through lyrical prose, vivid symbolism, and compelling characters, Desai has crafted a narrative that resonates with worldwide audience. Cry the Peacock serves as a timeless reminder of the enduring power of literature to explore the depths of human condition, leaving an indelible mark on those who venture into its haunting pages. थैंक यू। आई होप आज की वीडियो आपको अच्छी लगी। कैसी लगी हमें कमेंट करके ज़रूर बताएं, और अगर अच्छी लगी तो लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब टू माय चैनल। हमें कमेंट करके बताएं कि आप आने वाले वीडियोस किस टॉपिक में देखना चाहते हैं। मिलते हैं कल एक और वीडियो के साथ शाम 4 बजे।